What's up, gang? So here is our warm-up for April 8th moving forward. Like if you haven't noticed, we've been swapping over the day of the warm-up beginning on Thursdays. That's to kind of coincide with some skill work. We may bring it back to Mondays, but you'll find that today is kind of like an extension on, or this week rather, is kind of an extension on the stuff we were doing last week to help prep the body for handstand walking and a few drills that kind of go along with it. Today is just like the next kind of iteration of it. So, still head to toe in nature, just getting the whole body warm, but there'll be a few extra elements that involve getting you prepared for some handstand walks. First one here, arm swing side to side. Still a little bit sore from the power clean and push-up sit-up workout from this week, so this feels like a good little warm-up for the body. Just side to side, take your time. I like to have my thumbs lead each direction, so as I go out, my palms kind of rotate up, and as I cross my body, the palms rotate down to facilitate that thumb leading. And I like to crisscross my arms so a different one switches each time, just to get the brain involved a little bit. Nice. We'll get some arm swings, and I want you to start just real basic here. Only the arms are moving, trying to keep them straight, trying to keep your ribs tucked down. And after you get maybe like 6 to 10 of them, let's start getting the whole body involved. So not just the arm swing, we've been calling this the gibbon swing, like the gibbon little ape cousin of ours. And we're just gonna swing. Get the whole body involved. Remember the body portion of it, like your legs, hips, torso, should be almost identical to a kettlebell swing, and then the arms just kind of flow, almost weightless, until we get up overhead, and I want you to keep those ribs pulled nice and tight. Okay, so next up, just a little bit of boneless. So we're twisting. This time I want you to keep your eyes forward. So all we're doing is kind of twisting and dropping the hips to facilitate this spinning motion. Arms are pretty much weightless, just smacking you on the back of the shoulder and into the kidneys there. And trying to keep yourself as upright as you can. Head stays in the same place, and you're just rotating about your spine as the axis here. If it feels good, you can kind of do a quicker turnover. You'll notice the arms fly higher to the side. But a great way to work up and wake up the spine, either first thing in the morning, or after work, or school, or commuting, or just basically anytime you want to feel good. Don't rush it. Keep going until you find that emptiness in your arms. And it's one of those things you can only feel firsthand. Like, what does it feel like to be empty? There's just like a certain kind of like letting go that happens, and the movement takes on a different quality. Whew. Let those arms stop. All right, then we're going to do some wrist waves. So we're trying to keep your elbows straight. We're just waving through the wrists. A good part of any regimen that involves being on your hands, be it walking or balancing or whatnot, is making sure that the wrists get taken care of. If you imagine, this is kind of analogous to your feet are, your hands are similar to your feet in walking. We got to make sure that these wrists get as strong and stable as our ankles are. So there's a lot of little bones, ligaments, connective tissue in there. Let's get some blood flowing to it. We'll do about 10 to 15 each direction. Gotta give them some love, both to strengthen them and to prevent them from getting injured. Because if your wrists are tweaked, there's no walking on them. Alright, then we're gonna do 10 ostrich bounces, followed by 1 arch. And we're gonna do it 5 times. 2, 3, 4, 10. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If you have the wherewithal, try and look a little bit further down the wall behind you each time. But if you're just trying not to fall over, focus on that first. Nice. Then we're going to do a little Sampson stretch. Let's get about 20 to 30 seconds on each leg. If you remember here, we're basically getting into a nice deep lunge position. Squeeze your trailing leg, and you want to try and sink down into this as much as you can. The more you straighten your back leg, the more you're going to feel the stretch in that trailing hip flexor, which is what we want. And then to add to it, just going to reach up overhead. Try and get to some extension through your elbows, and basically we're just creating nice long body here through the side. Like I said, with an emphasis on kind of opening up through the hips there. We'll switch legs. So find the position first. Sink down into it, squeeze your butt, create length through your leg, and then reach and kind of lean away if you want. All these things, like I said, to find length through your body. Good for stretching, also good for various athletic endeavors. Like your body is only, so long. We're kind of stuck with this body, but there are definitely angles or positions you can take to create length. If you've ever dabbled in grappling, you can understand some of the twisting away as far as being able to utilize more of your body in given situations. So nice way to explore that. All right, let's get down into a squat. We're going to bounce. We'll get about 50 or so on these bounces and kind of go side to side. So far this week we've had jump rope, run, and I think tomorrow some more jump rope. So lower legs feeling a little bit of the work, so it's always nice to get some time in the squat, very therapeutic. After we get those 50, we'll rotate on some thoracic rotations, 5 and 5. You can breathe in as you rotate up, out on the way down. Adds to the benefit, also slows you down, challenges you to get more out of it. So try and take your time here. 5 and 5. And then last off, we're going to do this every day. We're going to do some handstand kick-ups again. This time, we're going to add a little scissor element to it. And what I mean by that is, whatever foot that you kick up into the air with, I want that foot to be what you land with. And what I mean by that is, that leg kind of goes up, your feet will switch or scissor, and then you're going to come back down. The idea is exactly the same as last week, where height is not so much what we're looking for in the beginning. We want straight arms. And then we want very quiet, controlled landings. So sound is the mark of efficiency or inefficiency in this case if it's too loud. So you can begin very simply by just putting your hands down. One foot is off the ground, and all I want you to do is just lightly kick up onto the hands so that your hands bear some of your weight. And we can switch sides. Up, down. And it can be as simple as that. Just switch sides, getting just that temporary time on your hands and then a controlled landing. As you get more experience and comfort, we can go higher. We can also think about going from a standing position, kicking up, coming back down. Whoa. But we want to make sure we're going off both sides throughout the drills. And like I said, focusing on straight arms, quiet landings. If you get to the point, that example, where you can get all the way up, so be it. We'll stay at the top, but then come back down in the opposite order. Nice. Enjoy the rest of your warm-up.